beautiful luxury family. This is your girl Luxury Yanel. I'm back with another video, okay? But today's video is gonna be a little workout, okay? A little, chit chat with you guys, all right? So we're gonna put a little workout in, but I'm planning on doing a whole 30 minutes, okay? I might not record the whole 30 minutes, but I'm for sure, going to do about a good 8 to 10 minutes, okay? And I will post that. And yeah, so let's work out and let's chit chat a little bit, all right? Okay, and we're gonna do at home workout, okay, on the stepper that we got from Amazon. There it is, okay? All right, so let's get started. Okay, so how is your New Year's going? Hopefully your New Year's is going so good so far, okay? We are 2 weeks in January 2025, okay? And so far it's been going good for me and my family. It's been going smooth, okay? And I am doing my best to continue working on the things that I started last year, okay? Maybe around July, like around June, July of 2024, I started working on a lot of projects, okay? I started working on, some few personal things, okay? And then I started working on, a couple of businesses, all right? So, so far so good. I'm continuing on with them, and this year is kind of like go hard or go home kind of feel, you know what I mean? Kind of energy. So, and then of course, I'm just wondering how many of you guys made a New Year resolution, okay? Because every single year we do make New Year resolution, okay? A lot of us do. And then after a couple of months, we stop with the whole thing. You know what I mean? We lose motivation. We lose the drive for it. We forget why we even started in the first place, right? I used to be one of those people, okay? Back in the days, I stopped this habit though a couple of years ago. I used to, make a New Year's resolution. Even though I would write it down, after about 2 to 3 months, I literally would lose the drive for it, and I would just kind of get back to my habits that I've been doing, all year long, or just the normal things that I usually do, right? But I feel like, I wanted to look from within. I wanted to start working on myself from the inside out, right? So a couple of years ago, I started doing this where I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna have respect for myself, I need to start from within, right? And if I want to gain respect from other people, I must respect myself first, like truly, not just saying that I respect myself. I must look in the mirror and be able to look at this woman that I am and love her, respect her, and recognize her, right? So I do now. I have a lot of love for myself. I respect myself tremendously. I trust myself. I know everything that I plan on doing, or everything that I promise myself to do, I'll get it done, That's been my thing for the past couple of years. And honestly, once you get on that route, of like pushing yourself to do things, it will get, it will kind of get addictive, okay? It will. Everything you do or say is going to come to fruition. Everything you write down is going to come to pass, okay? But the secret to this is, starting to do things when you say you're going to do them. Like, don't do them halfway. Don't do them, just because you want other people are looking at you or something like that. You know what I mean? You are looking at you. You have to remember that, okay? And the only person that respects you, that really truly matter, is yourself, okay? So if you want people to really just look at you and give you the respect you need just off of energy, it must come from within. You must truly, truly respect yourself. You must look in the mirror and be able to say, yes, I know who this man is. I know who this woman is. I know who this person looking in the mirror is, okay? I can trust them. I can rely on them. I know when they say something, they will do it. You know what I mean? They are a woman of their word. They are a man of their word, okay? So I'm only human. I've been through, down that path where, I had to fight with myself about a lot of things, okay? But a couple of years ago, like I said, of course, yeah, so a couple of years ago, I started to really look at myself and feel like, okay, what is one of those things that I really need to work on, okay? And it was one of the things that I worked on was, the things that I promised myself, the respect that I want to have for myself, you know, like who respect I want to have for who I am, you know what I mean? I worked on that a few years ago, and now everything just comes easy. I get through everything easy. Life just seems to be a lot easier after I worked on that hurdle, okay? So what I did was, instead of doing New Year resolutions, okay, I would do something like in the middle of the year, okay, I would pick a project or pick something I want to work on about myself personally, within or without. It could be, working on my body, working on some kind of emotion, working on some kind of feeling, or just working on anything like that, right? So when I started this whole, working on myself journey a couple of years ago, I started with the self-respect thing, okay? And what I did was I made a promise to myself that whatever I do, I'm going to make sure that I start with things that I know I can handle. You know what I mean? I start with things that I know I can do. A lot of times we get so excited and we start with things that are very, very big and heavy that it would take a lot of energy, a lot of inner strength, a lot of, emotional intelligence to get it done, okay? Because I knew I was weak in that area at the time, I started off with very, very small things, right? Like I started off with getting up in the morning and just making sure that I make my bed, okay? That's something very nice and simple. It could be very hard, okay, when you're not holding yourself accountable. It could be very, very hard when you're not used to pushing yourself to do things or to hold yourself accountable for things, right? So I started off with that, making my bed every single morning where, I would wake up. The first thing I would do, I would make my bed, okay? And I did that for a very long while where it became a habit after a while. I didn't have to push myself anymore. I didn't have to, do any of that. And of course, when I first started the first month, there were days where I would forget. There were days where I got tired of it. I got sick of it. There were days where, it was just easier to just jump out of bed and go hop in the shower and get my day started, right? But I'm like, no, I have to hold myself accountable. I even, did a checklist on like a paper where I would check once I get my bed made, right? So I started off with that, and then after a month, it just became a habit, right? It became something that I couldn't leave the house without doing. My body wanted to do it, my mind, my spirit, everything about me wanted to do it and get it done easy and simple. Yeah, so I started off with that, and after about a month, of course, I got so used to it to the point where, making my bed was a priority, okay? Leaving the house without making my bed first was unacceptable, okay? And it was so embedded into my spirit, to my soul, into my principles that it just came easy, okay? I woke up out of bed, I made my bed, it was simple. It was so easy, it was so smooth, I did not have to push myself anymore. But it took a good month for me to get to that. You know what I mean? So that was one easy thing that I started with, to hold myself accountable, to start my self-respect journey, okay? Start off with little things. And this is just for me, that's how I started out. Some people start out big, and they get it done. Some people start out small. And it just depends on, what you think you can handle, okay? And then another thing I did was I went to, meditating, okay? Of course, when I started the meditating thing, a lot of times when you're sitting there in peace and quiet, then that's when your mind will start to run. You will start thinking about like, what am I gonna cook for dinner? What am I gonna do tomorrow? What am I gonna wear tomorrow? All these like really silly, weird things will start popping in your mind that doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? So I had to try to get used to sitting in peace and quiet by myself. You know what I mean? I am a type of person that I do love my my self time, okay? I love my me time. I love spending time with myself. You know, all my life I've been like that, okay? I'm like one of those you call a popular loner, okay? When I get around my family and friends, I can fit in, I can laugh, I can talk, I can have an amazing time. But then I need to be alone, I need to be by myself to just recharge and to get back to who I really am. You know what I mean? So meditating did not take that long, because I did love my own company. I love my me time, okay? But then I had to fight. What I had to try to work on was sitting there and not letting my mind run wild about really silly things. You know what I mean? When I first started meditating, I would be sitting there and I would have my eyes closed, just trying to meditate. Sometimes I would do it laying down. Sometimes I would do it sitting, with my legs crossed and just sitting there with my hands, over my knees and stuff. And then I would start thinking, did I lock my door? You know what I mean? Did I lock out, when I went to work? Did I log in? Did I do this? Did I do that? Did I lock my car door? Did I just like really, really weird, silly things. But of course, after a while, okay, I would sit there and then when I catch myself thinking about those silly things, I would say, okay, time to focus on just nothing. You know what I mean? Time to focus on looking within and emptying your mind and just focus on, that inner you, okay? That person from the inside that observes everything, okay? I wanted to connect with me from the inside out, okay? I wanted to connect with my spirit, with my soul and things like that, okay? So I just would say, connect with that you from within, connect with that that thing in you that observes everything, that knows everything, that sees everything, okay? That space in me. So I started going in my heart, I started going, in my mind where I would start, just seeing myself from who I am from within with my eyes closed, okay? After a while, I don't know if it makes sense to you, but of course, it makes sense to me. After a while, I started connecting with myself from the inside out. Now I can literally sit in peace and quiet, okay? My mind will not run wild, I won't start thinking about all those things because I have a little bit of mind control, you know what I mean? Or self-control, I would say, okay? I can control myself enough to stop myself, okay? From like calming down, you know what I mean? Or from like giving myself some time before I can react on anything, okay? And doing that, meditating, helped me with having a lot of self-control, okay? Like let's say if I go in public and someone do something, cut me in line or something, or if I'm driving and someone cut me in line, without being polite about it, I won't care, it won't bother me. I just think, okay, maybe they have somewhere to go, maybe they didn't see me, or if they did see me, maybe they're thinking about so many things or where they're going that, they just forgot that someone was right there, okay? I kind of give grace, you know what I mean? Meditating helps you to give grace to people a lot. And that's one of the things I love, okay? I give a lot of grace to myself, when I fall short, I give a lot of grace to other people. It's just an amazing, amazing thing, okay? Meditating is a wonderful, beautiful thing, and it helps you with self-control, okay? Where you're not going to do anything without your permission, okay? You're not just going to be impulsive, you know what I mean? You're not just going to be, out and about and, not controlling yourself when it comes to like buying things. I love to shop, I love to do all those things, and meditating helped me to like really look at something. Am I going to use it? Do I really need it? Why am I getting it? You know what I mean? Is it something that can benefit me in the long run? I literally will talk to myself like a grown adult and not do things just out of emotion. You know what I mean? I will look into something and be like, okay, is this thing going to benefit me a week from now, a month from now, a year from now? You know what I mean? Is it going to truly benefit me? Okay? And don't get me wrong, I love to spoil myself. I love to have a good time. I'm very spontaneous, okay? And when you are spontaneous like I am, it is good to have that inner connection, okay? Starting with meditation and things like that. It helps you just to kind of reason with yourself, reason, with the world, with the universe, reason with your spirit guides, just reason with a lot of things, okay? To where it will guide you to do the right thing and make the right choice, okay? So that was my second thing I worked on, meditating. And now I do that every single week, you know what I mean? Like about 2 to 3 times a week, I will meditate, go within, and, you know, just see what I need to work on, see what I need to check in on, and things like that, you know what I mean? And honestly, I feel like meditating helps me to look youthful and younger, and just, you know, just be at ease about a lot of things, okay? Not be so anxious about tomorrow, you know what I mean? Especially when things are not going right, okay? Of course, I'm only human. Things are not going to go my way all the time. And meditating helps me to just, you know, let God, let the universe, let it be, okay? When I can't control it. When it's something I truly can't do anything about, I will meditate, go within. After that, I let it go and it fixes itself. It literally will fix itself, and it will usually, most of the time, it will go my way. You know what I mean? The way that I wished for it to go. Yes, so that is one of the things that's the second thing I started with, you know, when I wanted to have self-respect for myself, you know, self-control and just things like that, you know what I mean? Yes, so that was the second thing I added to my list of, you know, my self-respect journey, okay? And the other thing that I went on after I completed that and it became a habit, okay? Usually I wait until it becomes a habit and I don't have to push myself anymore. Then I'll move on to the next task, okay? And then the next one I did was, you know, going to the gym, working out, okay? Making sure that I work out, you know, just to, of course, to stay fit, to stay healthy, and just to get my body moving, okay? I love working out, but of course, it's one of those things that it is kind of difficult to do, you know, when you don't have a reason or a why to do it, okay? And you don't want to start doing something when, you know, you're pushed to do it. You don't want to start working out when your health is, you know, really bad and your doctor is pushing you to work out because your life depends on it. You don't want to start there, okay? You want to start doing something like that, you know, or it could be anything for yourself, you know what I mean? To make yourself feel better. Yeah, so you want to start with something like that to, you know, just for you know what I mean? You don't want the outside or anyone from the outside pushing you to do it. You don't want your sickness or anything that could develop to push you to do something like that, or it could be whatever, you know what I mean? Yeah, so what happened was, I knew I could do 2 days a week, okay? I knew I could do that, going to the gym 2 days a week for at least 1 hour. I knew I could start there. I knew it was possible. I had the time for it. You know, it was something, you know, where I could do, okay? And I set 2 days to do it, and I was like, okay, for those 2 days, and I spaced it out, you know what I mean? I gave myself at least 2 to 3 days to rest in the middle, okay? And then I gave myself grace where if I miss that day, I can go the next day, you know what I mean? I was not so hard on myself. That was one of the things I learned too. Whenever I do fall short, I don't go hard on myself at all, you know what I mean? But I make sure I make it up the next day. I make sure that I do something about it, you know what I mean? And yeah, so working out was one of those things, was my third thing that I worked on for my self-respect journey, my self-love, my self-appreciation, and just all those things, okay? So yes, so I would go to the gym 2 days a week, okay? And of course, the first few weeks was a little, you know, I had the motivation to do it. I was excited, but after a while, I had to push myself, you know what I mean? I had to start remembering, why did I even start this in the first place? And that kept me going, okay? I have to start thinking about myself in the future. How do I want to look in the future? You know what I mean? And at that point, I started doing it. I started going. I would just remind myself every single time, why did you start this? You know, what is your why? What is your reason, okay? And who do you want to be later on in life? So yeah, so that motivated me to keep my workout. Now I work out 4 times a week, okay? 4 times a week for at least 1 hour. I'll go to the gym or more. I do an hour, like that's a no negotiation thing for me, okay? I do 1 hour in the gym, or I will go or more, okay? Sometimes I'll go 2 hours, okay? But my point is 1 hour, okay? 4 times a week. I'll go to the gym, do get on the treadmill, do some lifting, do a lot of good things, okay? And whenever I have those days where I cannot go, something comes up, I bought this stepper from Amazon, okay? You can find it at Amazon for about $150, $152, with taxes and everything. It was pretty affordable, okay? I bought this stepper just for those days where if I absolutely couldn't go to the gym and something came up, I got busy with family or whatever, I can get on this for about 30 minutes to about an hour, okay? Because this stepper is no joke. It works your whole body out. A good 30 minutes will do you good, okay? So I'll get on this for about a good 30 minutes to an hour, and that gets my workout in, okay? Whenever I do miss going to the gym because of some emergency coming up, yep. So then, yeah, so now I'm doing 4 times a week. Whenever I miss the gym, literally I can feel it in my body. I don't like it. I can't wait to go to the gym, the next day. I make sure I make up for it. Either I go that evening. If I couldn't go at the time that I'm supposed to go, I'll make sure I find the time. You know what I mean? Now this workout thing is installed in me, is a part of me, is a part of my routine. You know what I mean? It's just a habit. It's one of those things that I cannot break right now. You know what I mean? It will take me a long time to try to break this, but it's one of those good habits I don't want to break. You know what I mean? Yes. And then another thing was that I worked on was saying no to people. Okay. I used to be, back in the days, I used to be a people pleaser. I'm a people person. I'm a lover. I'm not a fighter at all. I am a lover, okay? I am a hopeless romantic. I am just one of those people that love to see people happy. I love to see people, smile. I love to put a smile on people's face. Whenever, I'm an empath as well, okay? Whenever someone is hurt or crying in front of me, I don't even have to know you. My tears will start flowing, okay? Because I can literally just feel your energy. I can literally be in your shoes without having to experience, whatever you went through. You know what I mean? I can feel it that deep. Like, I feel things very, very deep, okay? So, yes. So saying no to people was one of those things I had to work on, okay? Because whenever someone would ask me to do something, even if I couldn't do it, and I would make sure I squeeze it in my schedule, I make time to do it, okay? Because I didn't want to disappoint anyone. I didn't want to hurt anyone. I didn't want their feelings to be hurt. And if they were counting on me, I wanted to make sure that they knew that they had someone, you know what I mean? But a lot of people took advantage of that, A lot of people didn't see it as, okay, I got, luxury and now, you know what I mean, as someone by my side that I can count on, that I can run to whenever I do need someone. That's a solid person. They didn't look at it that way, okay? They looked at it like, oh, she's easy to manipulate. She's easy, she's one of those people you tell do this and they'll jump, you know what I mean? But I did it out of love. I did it out of care. I did it out of, just so many good things where I looked into people's soul and I wanted them to be truly happy, I didn't do it so they would like me. I did it because I wanted them to be happy. But I realized that making people happy was not my job, okay? I realized that, doing things for people and not putting myself first was not my job, okay? My job was to make me happy first, to make sure Luxury and that was good, to make sure, I was on my P's and Q's, to make sure I was happy first, okay? To make sure my cup was full. And then whatever was left, I can pass it on, you know what I mean? Whatever was overflowing in my cup, I can pass it on to people, okay? That was very hard to work on, okay? Because that was a very bad habit. People pleasing and just doing things for people, you know what I mean? Even when people didn't appreciate you, I had to break that habit. It was hard, okay? But I broke it, and of course I lost a lot of people after that, you know what I mean? A lot of people would say, oh my God, you've changed, you know what I mean? You're not the same you anymore. But those are the same people that would call me at 3 in the morning and I would get up for to go help, you know what I mean? But if I was to call them, they have an excuse they couldn't do it, you know what I mean? They had an excuse every time that they couldn't help me, okay? And I would just let it go. So because I let it go, they thought I was, some kind of stupid, little girl or something. But I had to cut them. I had to cut that out of my life. And when I did that, when they couldn't, when they couldn't tell me to jump and I would say how high anymore, I couldn't please them anymore when it came to that. They literally, stopped talking to me. Yes, so when I realized that they were taking advantage of me and I started putting myself first, I started giving that energy where if you don't do for me, then I don't do for you. They took advantage of me for so many years. You would think that I was just kind of, this stupid little girl or something, but I'm not. I'm a full-grown woman, okay? Although I am young, I'm a young woman, okay? But I'm an old soul. I'm an empath. I have a lot of depth in me, okay? I have a lot of, I have a lot of good things within me, okay? And I feel like you have to really try me so hard for you to see that bad side of me, you know what I mean? That ugly side, because we all have our good side and our ugly side and things like that, okay? But I'm the type of person I thrive more on my good side, you know what I mean? I don't like to get angry. I don't like to do any of that, okay? But when you do people please and you just want to see people happy, a lot of people with bad energy, a lot of, users will come your way, okay? They can literally smell you from a mile away, okay? And they will get in your life and come in your life to use you, okay? To make their life easier. But of course, they will never give that back to you in return, okay? And it's not all people, but it's a lot of people, okay? It's a good amount, okay? It's more people that are users than, than the good people that will reciprocate, you know what I mean? That will give and take as well, okay? So it took me a very long time to get to that point where I didn't feel sad when I would say no to someone, you know what I mean? I realized a lot of people were taking advantage of me because of who I am, because of being an empath and being a soft person, being a type of person that loves to see people happy and smile, okay? I had to draw the line somewhere because it could get to a point where you just look very ridiculous, you know what I mean? You have to draw the line somewhere. You cannot just be people pleasing and love to see people happy to the point where you're neglecting yourself, okay? Because they will lose respect for you as well if you do that a lot, okay? Yes, so I did that. After I started looking within and started loving myself and, started putting the work in, the energy that I would give to make other people's lives better, okay? Those people that were supposed to be friends and family, I took that energy back. I put it in me. I put it into making myself better. I put it into, getting some rules for myself. I put it into working out. I put it into making myself look good inside and out. You know what I mean? And they hated that. They did not like that. A lot of them were like looking at me like, you are just as brand new. You know what I mean? One of my friends told me, you're acting brand new now. Another one told me, you changed. And I don't get this person. I don't know who this person is. So they love the luxury that's a people pleaser, okay? That will do anything for you. But they do not love the one, this new one that will put herself first, that will make sure that she's healthy, make sure that she's doing the things that she's supposed to do, make sure she's holding herself accountable, you know what I mean? Make sure that, her businesses are running. Make sure that, her family, her immediate family, my immediate family is fine. You know what I mean? They wanted me to put all that energy into them, but I said no. And when I started doing that, they literally dropped off like flies. I promise you guys. They literally went out of my life so quickly. And I prayed to God before that, remove these people from my life in the most peacefulest way. I do not want any drama. I don't want any, hostile environment around me over that. I don't want any of that, okay? So, and literally God told me, just put all this time that you're putting into them into yourself, and they will fall off. And I did that, a lot of them got jealous. They didn't like that I was working on me, you know what I mean? They didn't like that I was looking better. I was feeling better. I was, I was thriving. I was succeeding in a lot of things. I didn't get any congratulations. I didn't get any, you look great. You know what I mean? Maybe I should come to the gym with you. Show me what you're doing. I didn't get any of that. I got, oh, you think you're acting brand new, you've changed, you're not yourself anymore, and I don't recognize this person. That's what I got, okay? And when I got that, okay, because I already got my information from God on how it was going to turn out, I knew how to handle it, okay? And I let them go in peace. And now, all that time that I put into them, I'm putting into me, okay? All that time that I was, putting into worrying about them when they would call me and complaining to me about, all these things that are going on in their life, depleting my energy. now I have all this time and energy to put into me, okay? And I am thriving, I'm doing great, okay? And I do pray for them that they do, thrive and do great in their life too, okay? I am still that person, and I just love this part about me where no matter what someone do to me, it will not harden me, you know what I mean? I'm still a very soft woman. I'm still a very soft, person where I'm very, emotional, but now in a healthy way, you know what I mean? I love my softness about me, okay? And back when I was younger, a lot of people would try to, harden me, like my family. They want me to be this hard, tough person. But I am hard, I am tough, you know what I mean? I'm a very intelligent woman. I'm a very, I'm an extremely gorgeous woman, okay? And once I knew that and I felt that, I wanted to go about that in a way where I wasn't this tough, person. I wanted to have my femininity. I wanted to be feminine and soft, and strong all at the same time, you know what I mean? And I wanted to work, kind of put all that together, you know what I mean? Yes, so I love my softness. I love my emotional, how emotional I am. I love how I'm an empath. I love all these beautiful things about me, okay? Those are beautiful. I used to be ashamed of how I used to be so emotional. I used to be ashamed of that because the people around me made me to try to feel ashamed of that, you know what I mean? They wanted to toughen me up, but I am a tough person, you know what I mean? I will go hard, you know what I mean, for the things that I put my mind to, you know what I mean? And now I do that even more. Now that I hold myself accountable, for my self-respect, I get, things done. I go hard for me and not for other people anymore, okay? Not that much, all right? Yes, so there are so many other things that I worked on the past couple of years. If I would go down the list, we would be videoing for a good 4 to 5 hours or something like that, you know what I mean? But we don't have time for that. So yes, that's just how I got started, okay? So those are just the 3 simple things that I started with, okay? Making my bed, you know what I mean? Going to the gym and cutting people off that were using me, okay? And cutting that people-pleasing mentality out of my spirit, you know what I mean? Yes, so those are some of the things that helped me to, become who I am right now, become this strong, beautiful, soft woman, okay? That is, that owns her own life, her own businesses, her own everything, you know what I mean? I love myself. I can look at myself in the mirror right now and I recognize who I am. I see this beautiful, gorgeous, empath, strong woman, that's funny, that's quirky, that's a lot of good things, okay? I see that now and I recognize myself, you know what I mean? I recognize who I am when I look in the mirror. But yes, guys, that is all I have for you right now. I will continue my workout. I love you guys so much. Thank you. I will see you next time, okay? God bless you. And of course, again, Happy New Year's. We're probably going to say Happy New Year's until February, okay? So Happy New Year's. Love you.